I fixed the controls briefly and focus, righto. And I also looked up the runes so that I wouldn't be sitting here going, oh, that one looks like an H, that one looks like a Y. We're learning, we're educating ourselves. So our Giz is the rune that looks like a Y with a little doohickey in the middle. Oh, look, 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 there it is. So this is called a Giz. It represents an elk. And it symbolizes protection, defense, instinct, and guardianship. This one is called Hagalaz, and it resembles hail. It symbolizes nature, wrath, and overcoming obstacles. Oh, there it is there. Oh, and look at that with a gate in the background. How cool is that? And this rune is called Tiwas, and it represents the god Tyr. It symbolizes masculinity, justice, and leadership, logic, and battle. Also, I am definitely probably butchering the pronunciations of these runes, so I apologize in advance. But this particular rune is called Radho, and it represents a wagon. It symbolizes travel, rhythm, spontaneity, evolution, and decisions. The Dagaz symbol, which represents dawn, and it symbolizes awakening, certainty, illumination, completion, and hope. So this rune here is called Wunjo. It represents joy, and it symbolizes pleasure, comfort, harmony, prosperity, reward, and success. This one is called Nathiz. It represents need, and it symbolizes restriction, conflict, willpower, endurance, and self-reliance. This rune here, this one is called Thurisaz. Thurisaz? Again, butchering pronunciation. I do apologize, but it represents a thorn, and it symbolizes reaction, defense, conflict, catharsis, and regeneration. Okay, so this one here, this is Issa, and it represents ice. It symbolizes clarity, stasis, challenges, introspection, watching, and waiting. So this symbol here is Sowilo. It represents the sun, and it symbolizes health, honor, resources, victory, wholeness, and cleansing. This one here is referred to as Othala. It represents inheritance, and it symbolizes ancestry, possessions, heritage, experience, and value. Okay, see this one here that looks like the X is called Gibo, and it represents a gift. It symbolizes balance, exchange, partnership, generosity, and relations. This rune is Manaz. It represents humanity, and it symbolizes individuality, friendship, society, cooperation, and help. Okay, this rune is called Bakana, and it represents a birch tree. It symbolizes femininity, fertility, healing, regeneration, and birth. The rune is called Ewas, or Iwas, depending on how it's pronounced. I'm sorry, people who have Nordic blood, I am terrible. I just like to learn stuff. I'm bad at pronunciation, I always have been. But it represents a horse, and symbolizes transportation, movement, progress, trust, and change. I'm pretty sure we've already read this one out before, but in case we haven't, there's the answer. Right. This particular rune is called Urutz, and it represents a bull. It symbolizes strength, tenacity, courage, untamed potential, and freedom. This one here is called Ansuz. Ansuz, yeah. Represents estuary. It symbolizes communication, understanding, inspiration, and the mouth. So this rune is called Fehu, and it represents livestock. It symbolizes wealth, abundance, success, security, and fertility.